America Meditating Radio Show, we collect wisdom, inspire each other, and empower hearts 24/7. Hi, I'm Sister Jenna. Join me and guest on Blog Talk Radio as we amplify stories that compel us to be more for ourselves and everyone else around us. Do you like to meditate? Have you tried to meditate? Have you struggled with meditation? Why don't you visit one of the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center? Visit brahmakumaris.org.
Blaylock Dialysis Center is a convenient state-of-the-art dialysis center in the Houston area, run by Dr. Panakin Patel. Relax in a comfortable environment while receiving quality care. Serving adults 18 to geriatrics, we are here to help you. Call 713-463-6611 for more information, or visit us at our website at www.blaylockdialysiscenter.com. Blaylock Dialysis Center, where helping you get well is our priority. Are you in need of a tech service company that's going to deliver the best solutions for your business? Then Attronica is your solutions headquarters. Here we specialize in your individual needs to make sure your business shines. For more information, please call 301-417-0070 or visit us at our website at attronica.net. Attronica, where we deliver for you.
Take a break. Breathe. Why don't you visit the Peace Village Learning and Retreat Center, 518-589-5000. Hello, everyone. This is Sister Jenna from the America Meditating Radio, and I'm excited to introduce to you Meditate the Vote. It's going to be a national campaign, and what we're asking for all of you to join us with is to raise the bar of conversation. Try to see in what way we can change our interpretation about who we are, what we are, and perhaps the direction in which we want this country to go in. Regardless of whoever becomes the next president in 2017, we are still responsible for the way that we want to move our lives. So could you join me and an alliance of friends around the country to meditate the vote? Go to americameditating.org, press on Events, Meditate the Vote, and you'll be able to get a whole bunch of information. So join us, because I, Sister Jenna, meditate the vote. Hello, everyone, and welcome to America Meditating Radio. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and it's another one of those days. I don't know. It doesn't matter how long I'm on my own personal journey or path of spirituality. I still get a little, sensitive or touched or moved or like stop already or like that's enough. And that's not to say that I don't also feel that I'm a part of not only the problem, but I'm also a part of the solution in our lives, from attacks in Istanbul to failed attempts in Saudi Arabia to in the UK leaving the European Union to Brexit to African nations now beginning to think about how they can capitalize on that, to the stock markets falling, to the stock markets. You know what I'm saying? You can keep hearing just stuff. Everyone's got their game going on. Everyone's got something recorded in their spirits. And I have to tell you, we had a wonderful 4th of July celebration, by the way, just really spirited. Everyone in the room was just in a good space. The food was immense. And I sat with a family that was struggling with something that their child is not giving them in return. And their struggles are very valid because it's all based on tradition. It's not because he wants it or he has ego and he's the man of the house and his kids should do what they want, but it's traditional. It's traditional. And I always remember something that Madeleine Albright shared on a platform that we were on at the Washington National Cathedral. Don't tell me it's traditional or cultural, but if it's giving sorrow or inflicting pain, it's criminal. It's criminal. And so you've got like physical issues where there's physical pain, and then you've got the emotional or mental pain, which nobody really can see. And then you've got this pain, this people detonating bombs everywhere. I mean, people are just in fear. And I go into meditation, my friends. I really do. What I mean by meditation is I detach myself from the story. I detach myself from what's happening in our world, and I detach myself from my own attachment to my expectations or fulfillments. You have to do that. And then I look at what's going on, and what do I see? I see an acronym that I use over and over again, which everyone thinks, gosh, doesn't Sister Jenna have anything new going on? Hey, listen, truth is truth. You don't change it. But if you keep hearing truth, it'll change you. It'll change you. And so no matter how much I look at whatever your religion is, whatever is your gender, whatever is your economic standing in life, your educational standing in life, the color of your skin, I don't care how good it looks like life is working for you or how bad it looks like it's working for you. It's algae. It's algae. The base of fear is algae. A for anger, L for lust, G for greed, A for attachment, E for ego. When that has reached its highest level in your consciousness, you are one scared person living on the planet. And that fear, coupled with no money, no job, no security, no love, signs you up for groups, for gangs, for cliques of people who are self-destructive and who feel since we don't have anything, then you won't have anything. You don't deserve anything. So it's like we're all called, we're called to confront the very foundations of fear and distrust that we are living with in our own lives. Because when you look at the energy of fear, right, it's coming from algae. But fear is often this anxious, this neighbor that's just filled with anxiety of our own wounds. It's like often the anxious neighbor of our wounds. It can be so subtle, but it can be so deadly at the same time. So name your fears. What are your fears? What are you afraid of? Write them down. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of dying? Are you afraid of telling somebody the truth? Are you afraid of showing people who you really are? Are you afraid of letting people see what you're thinking? Are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of success? Are you afraid of your next door neighbor? Are you afraid of the guy on the road driving next to you way too close? Are you afraid of driving on the highway and somebody just cuts you off? What happens? Are you still cool? Or do you feel like your soul just hopped out of the body and wanted to come back in? You see, if we don't address these fears, we let them go underground inside of our consciousness, where they sustain old pains, and they even open up those old pains and make us very, very raw inside. So like when you're expressing the fear of loss or the fear of rejection, it can help give voice to feelings that might otherwise surface in even more unhealthy ways. So the easiest way to inflame a wound in your spirit is to keep increasing your fears and to not address your fears. That's what our conversation is about today. Is there anything, my brother and sister, that you're afraid of? Anything at all? Just take a few moments and go into our own meditation of contemplation and examine our own fears and let them go. Release them. Release the fears and see if we can come to a place of complete peace and understanding within ourselves. Take a deep breath, and I'd like to take us into meditation on just the switch, how we can consciously just switch our awareness if we wish, but also how to be in the here and now. And so from Karen Warrington's meditation CD, let's take a few moments to be in the here and now and switch our consciousness.
Here and now. These two meditation practices allow you to be present in the here and now. Not in the past, worrying about things that are over. Not in the future, worrying about things that might be. Right in the present. Because right here and right now, you're okay. Let's begin with here. So make sure you're sitting comfortably and close your eyes or leave them half open if you wish. Begin by having a sense of where you are. Are you outdoors or are you in a building? Feel the temperature of this environment. Listen to the sounds in the distance. And what do you hear nearby? Notice everything without judging it, without commenting in your mind. Now sense your body, starting with your toes and slowly working your way up. Become aware of the soles of your feet and your ankle bones. Feel the bend in your knees. Feel where your hands are. and whether your fingers are curled over or straight. Feel where your body makes contact with the furniture. Notice the curve in your spine in your lower back, middle of your back, the curve in your neck. Notice the angle of your head and whether your teeth are together or slightly apart. Feel the texture of your clothing on your skin. Notice the temperature of your body. Sense the weight of your legs and your arms, your head. Sense the weight of your whole body. Notice how still your body is. And how calm you are. Be present to your body here in this place for a few more moments. Rest in the stillness.
Wasn't that amazing? What if the whole world could do this, could just reflect, just to come from that place? Wouldn't you be able to address your cycle of fear that's sitting inside of you and break that vicious chain? I was just telling Sister Gita, who's with me in the studio today, that since childhood, my empathy for the well-being of humanity has been, I think, way too high. It shouldn't be as high as it is. It's just I receive too much, and I need to strengthen my own inner being so that I can do something rather than receive the suffering that I witness on a day-to-day level. So I want to throw that out to you, that if you're like an empath, where maybe mine is not necessarily feeling the pain of the person in front of me, because I talk to so many people that are going through their own karmic settlings, but my empath, it comes from when I hear the world is suffering. It's like it's huge. It's huge. You're listening to America Meditating Radio, and I'm your host, Sister Jenna. In the studio with me is the beautiful Sister Gita, and she's about to read us something to deepen the level of this conversation. And so I'd like to turn the lines to her.
Good day. Let's slay the dragon of fear. I'm taken from Anthony Strana's book, Slaying the Three Dragons, Overcoming Doubt, Worry, and Fear. In order for us to overcome fear, we first must know fear comes daily and often into our lives in the form of stress, worry, anxiety, and a variety of other wasteful and negative things. For example, stress is one of the biggest diseases of the 21st century. Originally, the word stress was only used for the pressure or tension exerted on a machine, on engines. But today, stress is in the lives of just about all of us. The term has become more and more popularly used to describe the state of human beings. When we try to describe this, it's a kind of push, pull, pressure that comes to the mind. Now, firstly, it's important to know the different kinds of fear. There is fear of the unknown, for example, death or a new situation. Loneliness. Sometimes people fear loneliness to the extent that they cannot bear their own company. Then the future. As the crises of a world increase, whether political, economy, or environmental, or social, this creates within us some kind of fear, illness. Sometimes because of fear of disease, people make their sickness worse than it is, or live in dread of getting something horrible. These fear other people. Usually this is the greatest fear of all, fearing people, fear of others, anger, rejection, judgment, and violence. Another form of fear, failure. Some people avoid doing something great or choose not to act because their fear of failure paralyzes initiative and confidence. Then there is the fear of authority. This can be fear of a parent or a director, even of God, because authority has often been misused or misrepresented in order to control and suppress people. It is a normal consequence that fear, in the form of suspicion and mistrust, has become soul's negative force, both personally and collectively in society. And so, to know what is our fear. I once recall a very snowy day where we had about 6 feet of snow, and sister-jenna took some snow up and made a ball and threw it at someone, and she was in total laughter. But guess what? She was always looking back to see if the person was going to retaliate. So sometimes fear comes because in this birth or other birth we have done something to someone or whatever, and that fear replays in our mind, expecting this thing to come back to us. What if we are able to overcome fear by using love? Ask the self, how do I value myself? How do I see myself? Have I accepted myself? Do I see others as friends, enemies, teachers, supports, or how do I see them? Fear is false evidence appearing real. Most times it's just in the mind. And so we need to address it, to face it. What is causing my fear? Fear of death. Why? If we know that we are eternal. And so that fear could come from maybe a period in time when I left a body in turmoil or whatever. So let us start, as of today, to face our fears, to question it, to understand it, so that we can really, really live. Okay, back to Sister Jenna. Om Shanti.
That was full. Thank you so much. And I think we got more to contemplate on how we can move past the fears that we're walking with and living with and feeding. It is my pure wish that all of us, from the greatest to what you might deem not the greatest, that we come out all right and we find ourselves in a good place, that we remember that the power that we have is sitting inside, and we just have to go inside. Close your eyes, my friends. You'll find all your answers behind your eyes. Here is you from Lucinda Drayton, and as I end the show, always, no one can take away your happiness unless you give them permission, and we are here to love each other the same. Take care.